This is for the Hardwoodsman's Challenge, navigate with compass only. And I am at a road and I've marked it on my map. I'll do a little better sketching here in just a minute. North is that way, so I've got my strip map oriented to north. I will be heading out that way in a 180-degree azimuth. There's a hilltop right there, and then there's a flat section right there. So there's a dry creek bed here. Somebody's dumped a deer down there, so I'm going that way 180 degrees. All right, let's go. It's 9:53. So I've got to walk for an hour and break for 20 minutes and then turn around and come back. All right, this tree was my reference point for my azimuth. I'm at 45 paces. So I'm just going to pick out another reference on my 180 degree azimuth and keep walking. I'm at my first 100-meter point. And I'm going to use this right here as a reference. It's a big old piece of fat wood. It's a fat wood stump. So 100 meters fat wood. Just a few paces past my fat wood stump, I looked over here on the left and there's a depression. So that is another good reference point, is a depression. I'm at 150 meters now, and there is a fire break or maybe an old ATV trail back through here. So 150 meters fire break trail. Got a pile of rocks just a little bit under 200 meters. And I'm going to look back behind me to kind of get an idea of what I'm looking for when I come back. So I'm at 300 meters. My reference is a pine tree, and I'm not exactly on top of a hill yet, but you can look around and see the mountain range behind us. $300 meters pine tree. Okay, I'm at 350 meters. I'm just past another pine tree. That's going to be my reference point coming back. And I believe what I'm going to do is I'm going to get off my azimuth a little bit. I'm going to shoot a new azimuth and go in a different direction. So we'll see how it works out. Okay, I've changed my azimuth to 214 degrees, going that way. So I'm gonna start counting my steps, see how far I make it up there. So far I've been walking about 20 minutes maybe. Right now I'm at 400 meters and I'm in this little cleared out area. I don't know if, I don't think it's big enough to be a deer plot, but it's just a nice little cleared out area right here. 400 meters. All right. 236 degrees from my position is a big mountaintop, and that is a reference point for me. I have hit a wall of briars, so I'm going to attempt to box around it, or see if I can see another area to go down to this side or possibly this side. But that 236 degrees is a reference point for me. Okay, so I went back to my 400 meter mark and I turned right and shot a 300 degree azimuth, and I'm going to use kind of a box method. Try to come around all of those briars. So it's 300 degrees that way. I'll count my paces out, and then I'll turn back left. I'll count my paces up, and then I'll turn back, and then I'll count my paces back. And I picked out a big oak tree up there. So I'm going to use a box method if I can get past that oak tree. And I've run into a little game trail here, so this may benefit me a little bit by getting past some of these briars through this little deer trail. Okay, I walked 22 paces and I run back into that little fire break, and it goes that way. So I'm gonna have to mark this on my map. Okay, so now I'm at 290 degrees for my box method. So I apparently had to subtract 90 degrees. I'm at 210 degrees as I turn left to go up around everything for the box method. So this must be minus 90 degrees. There looks to be a yellow jacket's nest in the ground. I see the paper in there and I see them flying around. I don't get too close before I start getting stung. Look at that bad boy. Ooh. All right, I run back into this fire break trail, and I'm just going to use it just long enough to get past the rest of this stuff, and then I'll get back on my azimuth. I think that was the oak tree that I was going to anyway. So, all right, here's the big oak. Now I just gotta find another way around all this briars. Screw it. .500 meters. Now I gotta get through over there. .550 meters, and there's a young pine thicket right here. So okay, there's a hilltop coming down right here, and I'm trying to draw it on my map right here. And I don't hear any running water, so this is probably a draw down through here. And when I started, it was 9:53. Now it's almost 11 o'clock. So I'm going to break for my 20 minutes, and then I'm going to figure out my back azimuths to get out of here. So .1058. So at 11:18. Got a little visitor. Glad it wasn't a snake. Okay, it's about 11:23, and I'm about to head back on my azimuth, and I believe what I calculated is a 30-degree azimuth for 100 meters. Going this way, and then I'll turn back and I'll box around everything and come back to that cleared out area. So it's 30 degrees. Right here, going back. About right here, 30 degrees, going back this way. About 100 meters. Not having much luck. Reference trees over there. Oh. Okay, I come around down through here, and there's my reference tree. And right there's where I beat through the first wall of briars. So I lost my pace coming this way, but from this reference tree, I should have my pace written down of how far to go back that way. Okay, this is saying, I believe, 350. And I don't have to walk many paces. This is part of that fire break trail, but I turn right and I'll get off the fire break trail to do the box method to get on the other side of these briars to pick my azimuth back up where that open area is. So at least I know where I'm at, but I'm doing the box method to get around all that wall of briars. Okay, one of my reference points. And then I'll turn. And this is saying like 42 degrees. And I should walk right to an animal trail, pick up the animal trail, and then go back past all these briars. One of my other reference points, the yellow jacket's nest, and we're going to go by very fast. And here is the deer trail to get back to the open area. And this is saying about 120 degrees. 120 degrees, and I think it is about 22 paces to get to the open area. Okay, I'm back at the deer plot, or the little opened up area. Now I've got to sit down and do some Mongo math and figure out my back azimuth going back. Here was one of my reference trees, and 236 degrees was that mountain. So that mountaintop is another one of my reference points, as well as this tree and this open area right here. Going back from here, I've set my compass to 34 degrees, and I can see one of my reference tree pines right there. So what I'm going to do, it's about 50 meters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the best route around the briars and go straight to that tree. And it is almost 12 o'clock now, 12:59. All right, there's my reference tree, my time. All right, now I have to change my azimuth to 0. And from that tree, it will be a 0 degrees azimuth. And I will come to another pine reference tree where I left some fat wood. I took my jacket off, so I'm taking my time going through all these thorns. I don't get tore up. Well, I'm thinking I'm still on the right azimuth, but I got in here and got a little discombobulated, and the pine tree where I left my fat wood at, I can't find it. So I'm gonna keep looking. I'm kind of disappointed. I thought I was good enough to be able to come back and find the pine tree where I had left the fat wood, and I have not. I have either bypassed it or I'm a few degrees off. So I did not find that fat wood. That was going to be one of my reference points. I did find this chunk of fat wood I'm going to take out with me though. But I'd still like to be able to find the tree that I was using as my reference point. So I thought it was up higher, up the hill. But I've bypassed all the pine trees and there was no fat wood there. So, all right, I know I'm on the right azimuth because there's those outcrops of rocks. And it's about 12:25. I should go on down and run into that fire break trail. Right here is the fire break trail, and I know about another 150 meters I should see my truck, and I can just barely see it shining through the woods there. So I know straight through there and I'll be out of the woods. There is the depression. I'm getting back to my truck at 12:30.